The fire alarm system is designated and engineered to provide you with an early warning to safely exit the building during an emergency situation. When the fire alarm sounds, act immediately to ensure your safety. Remain calm at all times and make your way to the nearest exit. Be sure to leave all your belongings behind. When everyone in your area has assembled, calmly exit the building by following the evacuation route to the demarcated assembly point. At the assembly point, take a roll call, assist and apply first aid to the injured. The manager, together with his associated staff, are to help in attempting to extinguish the fire, but only if it is safe to do so. The manager must contact the fire brigade and supply the following information. 1. Exact location of fire. 2. Type of fire and material involved. And 3. The magnitude of the fire. The safety personnel must keep a log of all instructions and note all events as they occur during the fire. A full fire investigation is to commence immediately after the fire has been extinguished, and all evidence must be preserved. In the case of a bomb threat, the following steps must be undertaken. Stay calm and do not confront the caller. Note the time of the call. Try to recognize the voice of the caller. Is it an aggrieved or dismissed employee? Listen carefully for any background noises. Should call identification be available, note the number and then inform security. Calmly ask where the bomb has been planted. Notify the manager immediately. Once the manager has been notified, an emergency committee member must evacuate all the personnel immediately. Get the safety representative to contact the police services immediately and ask for assistance. Demarcate any area containing suspect parcels with black and yellow barrier tape. Sum up the situation quickly, stay calm and act fast. Before you act, adopt the SAFE approach, which stands for Shout for Assistance. Approach with care, free the victim from dangers and evaluate the victim. Protect yourself and the injured person from danger or further injury. Do not move the person unless there is imminent danger, such as a fire. Get help. Call out for someone to phone for emergency assistance. Check for breathing. Prioritize problems. Remember that the most obvious injury is not necessarily the most serious. Deal with the most life-threatening problems, such as a blocked airway, first. Check to see if the person is wearing any medical identification. In the case of serious injury or shock, don't give the victim anything to eat or drink. When calling for an ambulance, it's very important for the caller to speak in a calm and clear manner. The speaker must state the following clearly: the site of the emergency, what happened to the victim, and the victim's condition, the number of the people injured, the age of the victim, any first aid currently being given to the victim, and finally, do not hang up until the operator tells you to do so. This way, you'll be sure that you've given all the necessary information to the operator. It's imperative that before driving any vehicle, drivers do the necessary inspections to ensure that the vehicle is roadworthy. Please ensure that the vehicle's brakes, brake lights, front and rear indicators, lights and windscreen wipers are all in good working condition, as these vital components could again be the difference between life and death. Being a safe and responsible driver takes a combination of knowledge, skill and attitude. Drivers must be alert and vigilant at all times. It is of paramount importance that drivers stick to the speed limit, and they must be aware of all the traffic laws and driving practices that help traffic move safely. When attempting to park your motor vehicle, monitor your surroundings very closely. Be aware of any obstacles or obstructions that lie in the parking space. When parking your vehicle, ensure that you are parked within the designated parking space. In no circumstance should you park your vehicle across 2 parking spaces. When walking to and from an office building, always be aware of your surroundings. Also, be aware of foot traffic and keep a safe walking distance, because failure to do so could lead to trips and falls, resulting in bad sprains and bruising. When climbing stairs, remain careful and vigilant. Follow the 3-point contact rule, which is one hand must be placed on the rail and both feet on stairs at all times. Failure to comply with this safety rule could lead to nasty trips and falls, resulting in serious sprains and, in some cases, broken bones. Elevators pose a great and serious risk to injury in the workplace. When entering an elevator, always keep your hands and body clear of the operating doors, as failure to do so could lead to serious injury. In the event of a power failure or an emergency while using an elevator, push the emergency button and speak to the operator. Remain calm and wait for help to arrive. The office kitchen area contains potentially dangerous hazards, so it is of paramount importance that you pay attention to what you are doing. When attempting to make a cup of coffee, always inspect the condition of the cups, as failure to do so could lead to nasty cuts and lacerations. When dealing with boiling water, always remain vigilant and focus on the task at hand, as any distraction could lead to minor burns and injuries. It is important that employees step away from the kitchen area when using their cell phones. Respect the kitchen area, as other employees also make use of this space. It is mandatory that proper housekeeping is maintained and implemented at all times, and inspections are undertaken by supervisors on a regular basis. Electrical outlets and exposed wires pose a huge risk to both individual employees and the company itself. They are responsible for serious injury and sometimes death to employees through burns to the body and electrocution. With regard to the company and its assets, exposed wires and neglected electrical outlets have been responsible for total loss to company property through fire. It is imperative that all wiring and electrical outlets are properly maintained and housekeeping inspections are undertaken on a regular basis by supervisors. When operating a PC, please ensure that you observe the following: your posture, the screen placement, and room lighting, as failure to neglect any of these 3 observations could lead to various degrees of strain in the back, neck, and eyes. When seated, plant your feet firmly onto the floor to help counterbalance the forces on your back. Ensure that your PC or laptop screen is placed correctly and that the distance between your eye and the screen is correct. Failure to do so could lead to painful eyes and headaches. Make use of any devices which help to improve posture, as these could prevent future injury. Take periodic breaks and get up out of your chair to exercise inactive muscles and increase blood circulation to your legs and feet. Please ensure that all desk drawers are closed after use, as open desk drawers are a potential hazard in the workplace. All employees are prohibited from smoking within the office building. Employees must not smoke near the main entrance or along the side of the office building, but should use the designated smoking areas provided. All cigarette butts must be extinguished and discarded into the ashtrays. In no circumstance should cigarettes be smoked near any flammable sources, such as paper or grass, as these could lead to fires. Lighters must be used safely, as incorrect use could lead to minor skin burns. Please ensure that toilets and basins are clean before use. Dirty toilets and basins carry various bacteria which could lead to illness. After using the above facilities, please make use of the sanitation wipes provided. Before using the lavatory, inspect that it is fully functional and not damaged. Broken toilet seats pose a danger to all employees. They cause nasty lacerations which have a greater chance of infection. It is very important that any unsafe and unhygienic conditions be reported immediately. All bathrooms should be checked at regular intervals. Lifting and moving boxes is a strenuous activity, which, if not performed correctly, could lead to both acute injury and serious chronic effects. Ensure that the correct form or posture and position is taken. Lift as follows. Ensure your feet are shoulder width apart. Lift close to your body. Bend your knees and keep your back straight. Tighten your stomach muscles. If you are straining, get help. Most importantly, lift with your legs, not your back. It is imperative that regular revisions of lifting techniques are undertaken by supervisors. Finally, ensure that all boxes and products are neatly stacked in storage and are not in any work areas. All contractors scheduled to undertake work at the BT offices must report to reception with all the required documentation. The contractor must have a copy of the OHS Act on request. All first-time contractors at the BT offices are required to undergo induction before beginning any work on the premises. The contractor shall make himself and his employees conversant with BT's emergency and evacuation procedures. After completing the induction process, it is mandatory for the contractors to complete the Contractor Access Control Form. Please ensure that all the necessary personal protective equipment is worn at all times on the BT premises, as failure to comply could lead to serious injury or the termination of the contract by BT. Employees are the heart and soul of every business organization. Therefore, it is imperative that all information, procedures, and techniques presented in this video be carried out diligently. Remember, your health is important to us. Following these simple instructions and guidelines will help prevent serious injury or even death in the workplace. We all benefit from a safe working environment. So let's work together to make BT the safest working environment in the world.